At a birthday party, in a palace, a girl danced, and a king made a promise he couldn't take back. Ask me for anything, up to half my kingdom. She asked for a head, on a platter. The head of John the Baptist was delivered within hours. His disciples came, took his body, and buried it. They then went to tell Jesus what had happened. And with that, the Bible closes the chapter on John the Baptist's remains. But the questions don't close. Where was he buried? What happened to his head? And why have different churches on 3 different continents claimed to possess it for 2,000 years? This is the coldest cold case we've opened on this channel. Let's go.
Before we track the evidence, let's establish who our subject was, because John the Baptist is arguably the most consequential prophet in the New Testament outside of Jesus himself. He was the forerunner. Isaiah 43 predicted him 600 years before his birth. A voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord. He baptized Jesus. He was the last of the Old Covenant prophets and the first herald of the New. Jesus said of him in Matthew 11:11, "Truly I tell you, among those born of women, there has not risen anyone greater than John the Baptist." Greater than Abraham, greater than Moses, greater than David. That is the biblical stature of the man whose body we are now trying to locate. He was beheaded by Herod Antipas, son of Herod the Great, who massacred the innocents. The execution was triggered by Herodias, Herod's wife, who hated John because he publicly declared their marriage unlawful. Herod himself feared John, protected him, even listened to him in his prison cell. The execution was not Herod's first choice. It was Herodias' revenge.
John was imprisoned at Machaerus Fortress, a massive Herodian stronghold in what is today Jordan. Archaeological excavations have confirmed its existence. The dungeon is real. The throne room where the fatal dance occurred is real. The head was delivered to Salome, who gave it to her mother, Herodias. And then, Scripture is silent. The historical trail for John's head is one of the most contested relics in Christian history. The Catholic Church has recognized 2 separate discoveries of his head, called findings. The first claimed discovery is dated to around the 4th century in Jerusalem, the second to the 9th century in Constantinople. The head, or portions of it, has been claimed by at least 6 different locations over 2,000 years: Jerusalem, Constantinople, Amiens in France, Munich, and the Cathedral of San Silvestro in Rome currently claims a portion of his skull.
We haven't even gotten to the Bulgarian discovery, which is the most scientifically documented claim ever made about John the Baptist's remains. Subscribe and join us Sunday. We investigate another biblical cold case. Don't go anywhere. In 2010, on the Bulgarian island of Sveti Ivan, St. John, archaeologists excavating the ruins of an ancient monastery discovered a small alabaster reliquary. Inside, 6 human bones, a knuckle, a tooth, part of a skull, a hand bone, and 2 others. The reliquary was inscribed with John the Baptist's name and the date June 24, his feast day in the Eastern Orthodox calendar. Scientists from Oxford University performed radiocarbon dating. The results, the bones dated to the 1st century AD. The bone chemistry analysis indicated a male individual. Further DNA analysis suggested Middle Eastern or North African geographic origin. This does not prove these are John the Baptist's bones. Science can tell us the bones are old, male, and from the right geographic origin. Science cannot tell us whose bones they are. There is no DNA reference sample for a 1st century prophet. But here is what is remarkable. Somebody in the 1st century AD believed these bones were important enough to seal in an inscribed reliquary and bury in a monastery on an island named after John the Baptist. In the world of relic archaeology, that matters. So what happened to the body of John the Baptist? The most likely scenario, based on available historical evidence, his disciples buried his body, possibly near Samaria, where early church traditions placed the primary burial site. Cyril of Jerusalem in the 4th century records that his tomb was in Samaria and that his bones were later scattered by pagans during the reign of Julian the Apostate. His head's location remains genuinely unknown. The competing claims cannot all be true, and none can be confirmed. But here's what the investigation reveals. John the Baptist's resting place has been sought, fought over, and venerated for 2,000 years. That is not the story of a forgotten prophet. That is the story of a man whose life shook an empire so completely that 2 millennia later, we are still looking for him. The greatest cold case is not where his bones are. The greatest cold case is the message he carried. Prepare the way of the Lord, and whether that message has been prepared for in you. This is Biblical Cold Case. See you on the next case.